Integration isn't just about merging services, it's about understanding what different cohorts of people within a population need.
I think that there's a lot more talk going on around AI and exactly how to implement it.
Within healthcare and the NHS, we're data rich, which I think is a real privilege. I think also at this point in time, we're talking a lot more about the way in which we interact with patients. So maybe a little bit less about the data and the technology, but about patient needs and redefining the way in which we broker relationships with patients and have them as partners in delivering better care in the future.
It may slow down the progress if we don't embrace AI, but we mustn't get carried away that it's going to be the panacea for all our problems.
There's an important conversation that we need to have about the use of data and what it means for us when we start talking about artificial intelligence, and the fact that it can actually help us deliver the services and care that we actually want and give the time needed for health professionals to do the things that we want them to do, which is actually fundamentally care for us as individuals on a human basis.
So are we ready for AI? I think some pockets and areas in healthcare might be ready for certain applications, but if we're talking about AI as a sort of solutions to some issues that the healthcare system might be facing and something that could be deployed at scale, I don't think that that's the case at all.
And I think that people, they're never going to think about whether they're ready or not for AI, is what do they get out of it. And what I can see from what we're trying to tackle is that people are desperate to have some advice and help in making their health choices.
You know, I'm probably the biggest burden on the healthcare. I cost the system a fortune managing complex long-term conditions. But there's two things that I think about is how, so as a patient I want to engage in life and not with health. How am I going to engage in my life, and what are the tools I need to make life easier for me and make life easier for my healthcare professionals to treat me?
We trust humans, because we are human, with complex decisions, and very often even our most expert clinicians will make bad choices. I don't think there's an appetite for artificial intelligence to spit out like a prediction or an alert or a notification without some way of a human going in and interpreting that.
Well, it's a big question. It's very difficult. I think it's going to be adopted in a patchy way. There will be certain things where the adoption is going to be pretty fast, and others will be slower. But I can see it coming into the market in a gentle way in different sectors pretty soon. So I expect that within 1 to 2 years we'll see some of the first applications in healthcare. But then to go broad across the whole spectrum of healthcare is going to take a very long time.
It's amazing to be able to have a reminder of, well, actually, this is for the people, and of course in a sort of abstract way you always have that in the back of your mind, but I think it's being sort of very aware that patients should really be at the center of all of this is extremely important, be it the sort of data sharing debate, the AI debate, the sort of system change debate. It is really for the patient, and I think that's sort of my key takeaway from today.
Yeah, it was a great forum. It was a very engaged audience. In terms of are they the right people, I think the proof will be is, are they going to deliver some change when they go back to their day jobs? I very much hope the one thing about the Leadership Summit is it brings in an invited audience of leaders. So if anybody's going to affect change, it's got to be this audience. So let's see.
I think this conversation is going to go on for many years. We touched on some very important topics, but I don't think we have answered most of those questions to the level that we need to see a world of like AI-enabled healthcare as we talked about.